Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Halftime on the Hudson. Back from our winter break, I'm your host, Jimmy Chantulis, alongside Jess Stanzak. Jess, thanks for joining me tonight.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, well, kicking things off, the Super Bowl this Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs facing off against the San Francisco 49ers, a rematch of the 2019 Super Bowl. Jess, we're not going to be talking about, who we think is going to win. We don't want to step on the toes of our debate segment, which we'll be getting at later. But, just kind of give me, your overall opinions of the Super Bowl and just the season leading up to it so far.
I think the 49ers have had a great offensive play this entire season. I think they're pretty rocky, but they've been showing their potential for the Super Bowl, for the finals, and I think they are in trouble with the Chiefs' defense.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I really do think so.
I mean, the Chiefs' defense, that pass defense has been electric this season. I mean, honestly, the defense has been really carrying the load. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been a one-man show on the offensive side of the ball this year. Hey, I mean, my good friend Nick Sherito, Nick, if you wanna put your face on the camera real quick, I will admit when I'm wrong. Nick did say that the Chiefs' defense was electric this season, and they were the reason why they were going to be so good.
Yeah, if you recall, about 2 months ago, I was on debate with Marley, who is a big Baltimore Ravens fan.
For the AFC, I'm going with my Baltimore Ravens, and I know they have issues in the playoffs, but I think that would be different this year. They're going to go to the Super Bowl this year and contend.
This is the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career where he has a top 5 defense. Top 5 defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
Due to the Colts at home.
Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to be right in the end.
And he was wrong. I was right.
All right.
Not to mention, you counted
security,
first in
security,
the polls.
please,
Goodbye.
security. All right, guys, security, where are you? All right. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, no, I mean, the Chiefs have been really good this season. I feel like a lot of people really counted them out because of how weak their team has been this season. But when it comes down to it, they have championship pedigree. They know how to win in the playoffs. And I feel like they match up really well against the San Francisco 49ers, who really had a suspect run defense against the Detroit Lions. And I mean, granted, the Detroit Lions had a phenomenal offensive line, a great 1-2 punch of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs at running back. The Chiefs, they don't have as good of an offensive line. They're pretty banged up, but Isaiah Pacheco is a very hard-nosed runner. But I feel like that this game is going to come down to defense. Jess, you want to add anything onto that?
I just think Andy Reid knows what he's doing. I think he knows the plays he needs to do, and I think they got it. I'm not going to say who I don't even know.
Yeah, like I said, we don't need to step on any toes here, but I feel like it's just going to be a great matchup again. I feel like a lot of people are really saying that this entire NFL season was really, bad compared to some of these other ones, probably because of the matchup of the Super Bowl. I feel like everyone wanted the more exciting matchup of Baltimore and Detroit. You had the underdog of Detroit who hadn't won a playoff game in 56 seasons. They go ahead and they win in the wild card. They win in the divisional. Jared Goff and the Lions, it's a great redemption story. And I feel like that people just really want to. I mean, all right, look, I'm gonna be honest. I wanted the Lions to go all the way as well. I was riding that bandwagon because I had no other team to root for because my Patriots make me sad. But and honestly though, I mean, I feel like the Ravens really matched up well against the Lions too. We saw the matchup earlier in the regular season, and the Ravens had the Lions number. But I feel like that coming into the Super Bowl, if they were to match up, I feel like it would have been a very, very high-scoring game. Although Baltimore had the number 1 ranked defense, I feel like it would have been offense, like an offensive powerhouse. And I feel like people would have much rather enjoyed that. But again, when it comes down to it, I disagree with people who say that this NFL season was bad. I mean, we had so many fun storylines. We had the emergence of C.J. Stroud, a rookie phenom. We had Joe Flacco fresh off the couch, bringing the Browns to the playoffs after Deshaun goes down. Like I said, we had the Lions, were just an absolute NFL darling. And we saw the downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they were 10-1 going into Week 12, and they ended up losing 5 of their last 6 or something like that. So that team, who everyone thought was going to just be primed to go back to the Super Bowl, take what was rightfully theirs. They crumbled when the pressure was on. They lost in the wild card, and we had a great playoffs. I feel like that this was definitely one of the stronger playoffs I've seen in a couple of seasons.
Jimmy, but have you heard about the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift drama and theories?
Ooh, boy, have I. I mean, look, I I never really had a problem with Taylor Swift coming into the season. I mean, could her fans be a little obnoxious? I don't want to hurt any feelings. My sister's a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I don't want to hurt any feelings here. But I feel like that with her, being a vital role of the Chiefs, her being in the box with the family. I mean, sure, it makes for good content. I feel like that I think she brought in almost over $300 million alone by her being at these games. All these tickets being sold by the Swifties, and hey, FanDuel has a bet going right now where I think it's called the Swelsey Special that Travis Kelce is plus like 10,000 to score 3.5 plus touchdowns or something like that. And obviously, we have the conspiracy theories of, will Taylor get her ring after Travis gets his?
I think so.
You think so?
Well, if you guys know anything about Taylor Swift, the number 13 is a magic number for her, and this would be her 13th game at a football game with Travis Kelce, of course, for the Chiefs. So do I think that Travis Kelce will pop the question? I for sure do, and I think it is a huge publicity stunt.
Oh, no, I 1,000% agree that this entire thing is a publicity stunt. I mean, look, as much as I've been annoyed about the constant camera panning to her and whatnot, it still does make for good content. I mean, I'm just so sick of the Chiefs getting all this publicity and whatnot. I understand that they're the next greatest dynasty since the Patriots, so of course I'm a little butthurt by it. But I have to hand off my dues to another team at some point. So I feel like that. I don't know. The Chiefs are just such it hurts my soul to relinquish the dynasty title to a different team and to all these things. But the Chiefs are a phenomenal team. Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback, and I can't take anything away from that. Yeah, but moving on, I feel like that we were touching a lot on football. Let's move over to football. Let's move over to the World Cup in a couple of seasons. Jess, you got anything you want to talk about?
Well, I am Polish, so I do call it football, Jimmy. I do indeed. However, football, yes, the World Cup in 2026 will be hosted in the United States, specifically the MetLife Stadium. It will be opening up June 11th in Mexico City, and July 19th it will be in the MetLife Stadium. What do you have to say do you know anything about football?
I mean, I won't lie. I'm not the biggest soccer watcher. I'm not a super avid soccer fan. But just having the World Cup back in the United States, I feel like is going to make for some great television. I mean, I'm probably going to tune in. I feel like a lot of people are going to, anyways. And honestly, I've been seeing so many funny videos about the World Cup final being held at New Jersey. It's like you have all these premier athletes.
There's so much drama.
The drama?
Drama. I mean, people are saying, there's a thing online. It's like New York/New Jersey. And people just want it to be called New Jersey. They don't want New York to be involved in where the World Cup will be held.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's also because, the Giants and the Jets play at MetLife.
Yeah.
And, they represent New York, but they're really in New Jersey. But I've been seeing so many funny videos on TikTok and whatnot of, all these premier athletes, all these famous people coming to the World Cup, and they're just driving down the back streets of New Jersey, and it's just funny to think about. But honestly, if there's one talking point that I feel like that should be brought up, is the fact that the World Cup is forcing MetLife to change from artificial turf to real grass.
Yes.
There were 14 ACL tears on the MetLife turf. I wouldn't say good friend, but Derek is cheering me on in the studio. Thanks, Derek.
It's the curse of the stadium.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the curse of the stadium. So I feel like that it's kind of disingenuous and unfair for a sport that is making its way back into the United States to take over the stadium and force for them to be played on real grass. I feel like that if they're going to do that for them, why not do that for the Jets and Giants? Because there were so many injuries during the NFL season and just NFL seasons in general. But yes, thank you, Nick. Aaron Rodgers, definitely a premier injury happening on that MetLife turf. But again, I mean, I think that it's good to have the World Cup back in the United States, though. I still feel like, like maybe the United States could represent us. Who knows? I mean, I don't know how good they are or how bad they are. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, my adoring fans. But Jess, do you want to add anything?
Yeah,
on that?
I mean, I'm just really happy that Americans are actually getting involved with this sport. As we remember in 2022 in Qatar, when we faced England, it was a huge match. It was a huge match. I bet you all have seen it on TikTok, on social media. 0-0. We tied 0-0, and there was a lot of debate on who was going to win that match. So ever since that, I feel like America has become very involved with this sport, and it's only gonna, escalate from there.
Yeah, we tied England in the World Cup. Rah, rah, let's go. All right, no, but moving on from that, let's bring it back. Let's bring it to our final discussion topic of the night for us two here. I want to touch on the NBA trade deadline. The deadline is tomorrow night. We haven't really seen a lot of big trades. There's been a lot of talk, but no, finalization of everything. I mean, the Celtics just made a trade for Grizzlies big man Xavier Tillman. They gave out 2 second-round picks. I think that's great for the Celtics. They've been really needing, front court depth on the bench to back up Al, to back up Luke Cornett. And I feel like that at least giving him some playing time in the regular season will really strengthen him for this playoff push and this inevitable Banner 18 push. But other than that, I mean, I haven't really seen any real big names.
There are 2.
Oh.
There's OG Anunoby. Right? No.
Sorry, he was dealt off to the Knicks a couple of weeks ago. So
right.
Yeah, this was before the NBA trade deadline, and the Knicks have been on a tear ever since they've traded for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then we also, I mean, there's been a lot of talk of LeBron being in trade talks, whether he goes to like the Knicks or a different championship contender. Stefan, I know you're heartbroken just as much as I am. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like LeBron. He's not my glorious king. Whoa, Zach, don't give me a thumbs down. He's not my glorious king. I'm allowed to say that. No, but I mean, we saw the game against the Knicks the other night. The Knicks have been on an absolute tear recently, but LeBron, he's frustrated. He's frustrated with the Lakers. He's frustrated with the lack of moves that they haven't been doing. And I mean, he was in a post-game interview and he had a Knicks towel on around his neck. Could be, sending signs to the Lakers in the front office saying, you either deal me to New York or you get me another superstar to pair me with AD because this Lakers team is trash. And I will sit here and admit that I thought the Lakers were actually going to be pretty solid this season, but I should have, read between the lines because the Lakers are garbage. They're hot garbage, so they need to be doing something. And another premier name that I've been seeing in potential trade talks that hasn't really been, going anywhere is DeJounte Murray. The pairing that he had with Trae Young in Atlanta, I mean, it really hasn't been doing anything as of late. I feel like they really don't complement each other. I feel like Trae Young needs shooters around him. DeJounte is not a shooter. He's a defensive playmaker. Him and Trae don't really fit together well in the backcourt of Atlanta. But, again, a lot of trade talks about him have really soured. They haven't really gone anywhere. There was talks of him going to L.A., trying to, get LeBron some more help. But, again, nothing's really come of it. This has been really a lackluster trade deadline. I feel like that this has been one of the more lackluster ones that we've seen in a while. We used to see at least one big name go on the move for the past few trade deadlines. But, I mean, again, we still have until tomorrow. Maybe some of these championship contenders or teams that have banged-up superstars like the Sixers, maybe they can go out and get like an Andre Drummond or another big to replace Joel Embiid. Hey, I'm getting laughed up in the studio. This is valid. This is valid takes. Hey, Andre Drummond, he can at least replace Embiid in the rebounding category. Come on now, you guys are hating. I know my stuff. Thank you, Stefan. Stefan's my one true fan right now. But yeah, I mean, did you want to add anything on that?
Honestly, I wish I was a basketball fan. I don't even know where to start.
Hey.
The only thing I know is that the trade deadlines are, I'm assuming tomorrow, 3 p.m.
Yes, yeah. Nah, but I digress. I was very honest about me not knowing soccer, so you were more than welcome to be honest about not knowing
There we
basketball
go,
as
equal
much.
balance.
But can we get on camera too real quick? Thank you very much. Well, that's all the time we have for you guys today on our discussion topics. We're going to go kick it over to our electric Prove Your Point segment where we got Michael, we got Stefan, a heated matchup coming up your way. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another riveting segment of Prove Your Point. I'm your host, Jimmy Chantulis, and today we have a fiery fiery matchup for you guys today. I'm super excited about this, but let's get right into it. Gene, cue the blackout for our first contestant. He's been here before. He's ready to dominate. Stephon Duncan.
You can't see my hands, but I am here.
Stephon,
I am here.
welcome. Pleasure to have you back.
Appreciate it as always.
Okay. And now, our next challenger. He's ready to take down Stephon in his very first episode of Halftime on the Hudson. The challenger, Michael DeJesus.
Boo!
Stephon's going down.
Boo!
Michael, thank you for joining me. Gentlemen, I think today is going to be a fantastic day. Let's get right into it. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. Who do you have taking home the Lombardi Trophy? Michael, let's start with you.
I think the answer is obvious. It's the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. What have we not seen from the Chiefs so far this season? We've seen them have adversity against teams like the Raiders, teams like the Broncos. Embarrassing losses. The first ever time you've ever seen this in the Patrick Mahomes era. But they've defied the odds. Everybody said Patrick Mahomes couldn't do it. Andy Reid couldn't do it on the road. Not only did they go into Buffalo, one of the most hostile stadiums in the NFL, they went to the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens, the number 1 ranked defense, the MVP's house, and they beat them like that. They were not even favorites in either of those games. They've been able to defy the odds this entire season, not behind their offense, but behind their defense. You know how many All-Pros they actually have? Only 2, and they'll actually be playing the Super Bowl with only 1 of them. I think we have all seen that, despite the regular season struggles, that the Chiefs are legit. And they deserve to be favored in this game, and they deserve to win this game over the 49ers. And I think it's obvious.
Michael, you make some phenomenal points. Stephon, what do you got in rebuttal?
I mean, man, it's the 49ers. The 49ers have been good all season. They have Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. All of them are efficient on the field. CMC is a possible MVP. What else could you ask for? Not only besides them, they have Shawan Jennings, Ray McLeod, and Ronnie Bell, who have all done things on the field with them. I mean, future Hall of Famer Trent Williams, left tackle, best of all time, arguably. They have another MVP finalist, Brock Purdy, who's second year in the NFL, by the way.
Brock Purdy an MVP? You sure?
Oh, I'm positive. And then don't even forget about their defense. They have Drake Greenlaw, Nick Bosa, Arik Armstead, Javon Hargrave.
This is the same defense that was down 17 to the Lions, right? We're talking about the same defense, right?
It's the same defense who only let them have 1 touchdown in the second half and came back.
Oh, the same defense that's allowed 25 points per game in the playoffs? The same top defense that have actually 5 All-Pros? We're talking about that same defense, correct? That have played 2 games at home and have actually been single-handedly dominated in the first half?
The same defense that has come back in pretty much every single time that they've been down like that. I mean, they played the Chiefs before in the Super Bowl in 2020.
And what happened?
Unfortunate loss, but still they came back. Their defense has been reloaded. They acquired Chase Young, who unfortunately has been battling injuries in the beginning of his career. But since he's been in the 49ers, he's been better than he has been in a very long time.
Well, Chase Young was actually benched early on in that second half in the Lions game because he actually wasn't showing effort on run plays. So we're going to rely on him to win the Super Bowl for the 49ers.
And if you look at the past press conference that happened this past week, Kyle Shanahan actually expressed how Drake Greenlaw, Nick Bosa, and Chase Young were going to be the headers of the defense against the Chiefs, especially with their pass rush and the experience that Patrick Mahomes has against adversity in the pass rush, being with almost no O-line until the past 2 years. Also, Joe Thuney, their center, and also left guard when they need it, won't be playing in the Super Bowl due to injury. So what does that mean for you?
Well, they've only allowed 1 sack this postseason actually, and this was without Joe Thuney against the number 1 defense. So I don't think the Chiefs should actually be worried about the Niners' pass rush. They've only gotten to the quarterback twice. So Nick Bosa actually only has 2 recorded sacks in this postseason. So I don't think his effect will actually put pressure on Patrick Mahomes. You have to remember, in Super Bowl 54, when they actually played the same exact team, and they were actually more healthier. They had Ufanga, they had Dre Greenlaw, they had almost this identical team under Kyle Shanahan. They didn't get to Mahomes too many times, and actually, Andy Reid was able to push the volume because he had a better receiving core with Mecole Hardman, with Tyreek Hill, with a fully healthy Travis Kelce.
And to your point right there, what are they going to do without that? They have
Exactly
Rashee
what they've
Rice
done to
and they
the
have
number one
Travis Kelce.
defense.
Two people can't do everything.
Evidently, they can. And fine, if you're going to say the offense is weaker, and yes, it has taken a step back.
Patrick Mahomes
Let's look at
maybe
their defense. Their defense is ranked number 1 right now in the postseason.
And what are they going to do when
What are
the
they gonna do
offense of
against
the
Brock
49ers has scored the most?
I'll tell you exactly what they'll do against Brock Purdy. This is the same person that's only completing 61% of his passes. He's only thrown 2 touchdowns. This is the same Christian McCaffrey reliant team. Anytime Brock Purdy's put under pressure, let's look at the first half against the Packers. Every time they got pressure on him, he would throw the ball away, throw a terrible, terrible read. Let's look at the game against the Lions. The minute the Niners seemed to face a little bit of adversity in that first half, they run into trouble. Both of those games
I'm
were
gonna
not
give you one
won
sentence.
by the Niners.
Defense wins championships, and I'm going to reiterate that until the Super Bowl is done.
Stefan, that's a great stopping point. Guys, this was easily one of the best debates I've seen in a while. Very fiery. I like it. Our live studio audience is back there casting their votes right now. But let's move on to the next debate topic. The NBA. The All-Star game, right around the corner. We had some key injuries in the Eastern Conference. Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, they're out. Scotty Barnes, Trae Young, they're in. But you guys think either Scotty Barnes shouldn't or should be an All-Star replacement. Stefan, let's start with you. What do you think?
Man, oh man. Jimmy, let me tell you. If I'm anything, I'm a Scotty Barnes hater.
Ooh.
I hate that man to my core. Now, the reason behind that, I don't know. I really honestly have no idea.
He doesn't know.
When I see him on the court, I hate it. And I don't know why. It's just it's something inside of me that just tells me I hate him.
Is it the way he runs?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way he runs, the way he looks,
The way he
the
looks.
the way he plays overall. It's just not my guy. Now, one thing that I would love to stress the most is that out of all the people in the front court that they could have picked to replace Julius Randle, they picked Scotty Barnes when they had options like Paolo Banchero, who is currently averaging 23 points per game, 7 boards and 5 assists, and currently has the Magic in the 8th seed in the East with a record of 27-24. Now, if you look at Scotty Barnes, he's averaging 19.5 points per game, 6 boards and 4 assists, and the Raptors, what are their record? 17-33, and 12th in the Eastern Conference. Now, if you take into account, Scotty Barnes had Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, who are both flourishing in their new roles in the Pacers with Siakam and the Knicks with OG. Now, when you take that factor away, the Raptors got Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett, but what has Scotty Barnes done to prove that he's an all-star when they were getting carried by OG and Siakam before they left? Barnes and Paolo are on 2 different levels. Paolo is a game changer, and Scotty is just another role player, and I will defend that until I die.
But 2020 Montverde, that's Cade and them. Scotty was with them.
Okay, and what
Mike,
happened?
Mike.
This is Caden them. Now you're arguing that Scotty Barnes doesn't deserve to be an all-star. So question to you. Do you think Embiid deserved to be an all-star?
1,000%. I know he might not have played as many games as he should have for being able to be an all-star, but he's reigning MVP. He's one of the best defenders in the league, most efficient on offense out of all players in the front court. And no matter what, the Sixers really can't do anything without him.
So question, with a stat line like 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.5 blocks, would you say that's an all-star stat line?
No.
So then Embiid isn't an all-star. There's only 2 players in the league right now that actually record that stat line. It's Joel Embiid, who was the reigning MVP, looking to go back-to-back until he tore his meniscus, and Scotty Barnes.
Taking injuries.
So technically, you would count
Embiid has been
Scotty
playing
Barnes.
with injuries the whole season.
Technically, you would count Scotty Barnes.
Obviously, that plagues their records.
Correct. But just because a team's not successful doesn't mean they can't have an all-star. And Scotty Barnes has been shown that at 22, he can prove to be the center point of his team.
Okay, but then if you think about it, Emmanuel quickly came in and pretty much took that whole point that you just made and threw it in the trash and became the center point.
Not necessarily, because if you watch the Raptors gameplay, they still form all of their offense around Scotty Barnes. He's shooting 50% from the field. He's shooting better from the 3. He's still that good interior defense, and he's still guarding the hardest defender. He's the hardest defender out on that team. So I don't understand why you would take somebody like Paolo Banchero, who has a better team around him, has a Franz Wagner, and has shooters around him
You just named
to
one
support
player.
him.
You said better
So
players.
let's see,
You named one player.
So he has he has both Wagners. He has Mo Wagner and Franz
Okay.
Wagner.
Tell me one good thing Mo Wagner has done for that team. Exactly, you can't.
I'd say he's better in the interior defense than I would say anybody on the Raptors.
Really, you think that?
Yes,
1,000% you think that.
I would say so.
Why would you think that?
Because when you look at the Raptors team, put them up against a team like the Celtics, against the Bucks, they have no true center. That's why Scotty Barnes has to get a priority like guarding a Jason Tatum, guarding a Kristaps Porzingis, where he clearly has a height disadvantage and he's stuck having to guard the best player on the team. As opposed to Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero, they can play him at the 1 or the 2, where he is bigger than a lot of the other point guards in the league. He's really not have to be relying on scoring because he has other assets on his team. Other than Emmanuel Quickly, who did Scotty Barnes have? You can't say RJ Barrett. He wasn't a reliant scorer, and he hasn't been a reliant scorer his entire career, which is why he got traded from the Knicks.
Okay, but then you say Emmanuel Quickly isn't either, but he also got traded from the Knicks.
Correct.
what's
So
your
the
point
Knicks
there?
moved off of them because they saw a better asset in OG Anunoby, while clearly the Raptors realize they are rebuilding, and they're rebuilding around the future, which will be Scotty Barnes, because of the stat line he records, because of all around his game, both playmaking and defense. He'll be a better player in 5 years than Paolo Banchero, and that's why he got the All-Star spot.
That
over
is
him.
a big take, and that is a false take. I can
And why is that?
promise you that in the next 5 years, Paolo Banchero will be 10 times the player than Scotty Barnes will be in his entire career.
And what do you have to prove that? Look at the guards that are in the East alone.
Paolo Banchero is a forward.
Or look at the forwards in the league. And right now, in the East, who would you take over him?
The only forwards that I think I would take is Porzingis, Mobley, Porzingis and Mobley, to be honest.
So, Giannis doesn't count as a forward? They do play Giannis, not the power forward. So, take Giannis.
And he's played more minutes at small forward this season because of the injuries that Chris Middleton has had. And also last night, Chris Middleton also suffered an injury due to Kevin Durant jumping into him. And he will most likely be out for a good amount of weeks.
So, considering everybody's all healthy, you're saying that Paolo Banchero would rank third on all forwards in the East alone.
Healthy, I would be confident in saying that.
So, we're going to take him over Siakam.
All right. Guys, I'm liking what I'm hearing here. I really am. But we have one final debate topic for you guys to go at. We're going to stick around in the NBA, but we're going to move over to the Western Conference. Who is your top dog in the Western Conference? Michael, take us away.
I think it's clear and it's sad. I think we're looking at a repeat of Denver coming out of the West. Look, they have an all-time talent in Nikola Jokic. They have the staff around him with Aaron Gordon, with Jamal Murray. I think it's very clear that Kevin Malone has his team completely under control. I think although he's having trouble kind of winning those hard and difficult games, they had a marquee matchup against the Celtics, breaking their 20-game homestand win streak, which was terrible. Don't.
I'm crying. Michael,
It's okay.
You're going to make me cry.
I think they have the championship pedigree repeating from last year. When you look at the West, it doesn't seem like they're going to run into many challenges when you look at them. The top 4 seeds, they may run into the Clippers, which have had a long, prolific history of not being able to stay healthy or not being able to finish out close games. You also have teams like the Timberwolves, who at times can have flashes of looking like this dominant presence with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, but they're never consistent. They have weird losses to a Charlotte Hornets, losses to the Pelicans. I don't think they'll be a consistent team when you really look at it down the stretch. And finally, you have the Thunder. Now, the Thunder, I think, have been the most interesting team to watch. True talent, very fun to watch. But fun doesn't win championships. They're too young. They have no true veteran experience or no voice in the locker room to really rally their guys in, say, a tough, long 7-game series where they might have to travel to Denver or travel to LA. I don't think they have the spirit, that championship pedigree that Denver does to win a championship right now. And that's why I think Denver should be the number 1 seed and should be coming out of the West easily.
Now, honestly, kind of continuing off of what you said about OKC, you did say some good things, but you also said some bad. I'm going to tell you the good things about OKC. So, obviously, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is one of the top MVP candidates this season with 31.4 points, career high 54.9% shooting, 6.4 assists and 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 2.6 steals per game. On top of him, they also have the possible Rookie of the Year, Chet Holmgren, who, after missing his entire rookie season last year with a foot injury, is averaging 17.6 points, 7.6 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.7 blocks, with 1.7 three-pointers per game. On top of that, they have Jalen Williams, who is one of the best defensive players in the league. He's in the 50-40-90 club while averaging 17.9 points, 3.9 assists, 3.8 rebounds, and a whopping 2 blocks per game. Surrounding all of the 3 players that I just listed right there, they have a number of recent lottery picks, Cason Wallace, Josh Giddey, and Ousmane Dieng, who also contribute to them. They also have a bunch of undrafted free agents, Lou Dort and Kenrich Williams, and a pair of second-round picks that are significantly outperforming their draft slots, which is Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins has been dropping 13 points per game, 4 blocks, and a possible, on an occasion, this is, by the way, this stat is something from StatMuse, so I'm not really sure how valid it is, but, we're going to hope, 2 steals per game. And on top of all the talent that they already have 2 wins over the reigning champions that you called the Denver Nuggets, who you think are going to win again, along with another win over the Phoenix Suns, the Lakers, and the Clippers, who are all also the biggest contenders that are going to be going against them, and your Nuggets. And on top of that, they also beat the Boston Celtics, who are the current 1 seed in the East with a record of 38-12, and who are currently the projected winner of the NBA title. So when you talk about the OKC Thunder,
And Denver
how do
beat
you
them
not
at
know
home.
that they're the best in the West?
Simple. They have I would say, what's now going to be the front runner of the MVP conversation, which would be Jokic. Jokic averages 23, 10, and 8 against the Thunder this regular season. What makes you think a Chet Holmgren, who's never played a postseason game, nobody on that starting lineup has ever played a postseason game, what makes you think they can stop a pedigree that, like Jokic, that could average a triple-double for 7 games or for 4 games, because I think they would just dominate them over.
To the point you just said right there, if you remember the finals last year, the Heat played the Nuggets, and a majority of their players had never touched the playoffs or played in the playoffs.
How fast did that series end?
It may have been a quick series, but they made it that far, and they still played against them, and they defended Jokic almost the full way through. The top performer was Jamal Murray throughout that series.
So if you're saying a team like Miami is going to have to put so much focus, and they did have finals experience. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, they had all been to the postseason before. Eric Spoelstra is a veteran in the NBA. All of them had already made the finals run in 2020 against the Lakers.
And you're forgetting that all the other players had never been or even touched playtime in the playoffs.
So you mean Caleb Martin, would you say Gabe Vincent? All guys that were pivotal to their run in beating the number 1 seed in the Bucks. going and beating the
Exactly.
Knicks
I'm saying
and beating
those
the Celtics.
guys had never played, and then look at what they did.
Right, and then they had an entire postseason. They had 7 games against the Celtics. They had, I believe it was 6 games against the Knicks. And
Exactly. They made
5
that
games.
run with the players that had never played.
Right, and then they
in
ran
a
into
true
a
playoff.
team, a legitimate team like the Denver Nuggets, and was immediately smacked up. So if a team
Okay,
like
but that
Miami,
defeats your
who
point
had
where you're saying
experience,
that the Thunder couldn't make it through because you're saying that the
They have
Heat,
no
who
experience.
had 3 veterans and a probably Hall of Fame coach.
right, they only
Eric
won one
Spoelstra.
game. They only won one game against Denver. So what do you think a team with no veterans, no playoff experience, and no MVP candidate like Jokic is going to do if they have to travel to Denver?
Shai is an MVP candidate.
And that is where we're going to leave it off. Guys, I'm really liking what I'm hearing. You guys are coming at each other. You guys are pulling out the facts. You guys are pulling out the stats. I think you guys both have a very good chance of winning, but our live studio audience is casting their final votes for Prove Your Point. Do you guys have any final, closing remarks before I get the ballot?
I think this was great. I think Stefan was an excellent opponent. I appreciate all his points. I think he brought up a lot of great stuff, and I appreciate all the things that he brought up.
I appreciate Michael's time. I think he was very well versed in his topics. I appreciate what he said about mine. It was a good debate.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like that you guys were, although you guys are getting at each other, you guys are being very classy about this. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm very appreciative of it. I like a good class at the end of these debates. You have something to say?
No, all class.
It looked like you had something to say.
All class.
Stefan, he might be lying to you.
What?
He might be lying. He just had a look.
Do
on
I
his
look like
face.
a liar?
He had a look on his face.
I mean, we might have to settle that afterwards.
Might have to.
Oh, we can. I guess we'll have to find out. Our ballot, Nick. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna call you Dorito on air, bro. All right, guys. I apologize. That's Dorito. Apologies. Alrighty. With a score of 3-0. Drum roll, please. Flashing lights, please. Blackout. Michael, you are our winner.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Michael, what do you have to say?
I thought it was great. I thought this was a great experience getting to belt in my first win against Stefan. I look forward to coming back and defending my win and just adding to the total. That's what I look forward to.
Stefan, you now move to 0-2.
Oh,
What's going
man.
through your head?
I mean, first time I came here, didn't really know much. Was just, fighting through it. Hi, Derek. On top of that, now I come into this, get swept, got to burn. But you know what? That's just more fuel to the fire, So I'll be back.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for you guys today on Prove Your Point. We're going to kick it back over to the desk where we have a very fun game to show you guys. Whoa, dude! All right, guys, please, guys. The debate. We gotta settle in here. We have our hoop grid. We have to do this, guys. Welcome back. We have our hoop grid. They're a little fiery coming off of the debate, but I brought them together. We're gonna work together and we're gonna get this done. That being said, I'm gonna get started first. First one that I feel like I could potentially get is I'm thinking. Let me see here. Maybe 500 plus career steals in Houston Rockets players. I'm trying to think of someone that, maybe, flew under the radar a little bit, but still played a decently long time. You know what? I'm gonna try Austin Rivers. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. No 500 plus career steals for Austin Rivers, huh? Stefan, to you.
All right, so I want to start off with maybe, James Harden teammate, past Rockets player. I'm going to try PJ Tucker.
Okay. I like it.
Oh,
All right, I like that. 3.9%. PJ
what can I
Tucker.
say?
I want to look at
The Tuck Show, as no one says but me. All right, Michael.
I'm going to look at NBA Player of the Week.
Okay,
I'm going to look at that Magic row. I'm thinking all the great players, all 5 of them that
Yeah.
played for the Magic. I'm going to say Tracy
I like
McGrady.
Hey, okay, I like it.
Oh.
Tracy McGrady.
5.16%.
I can't be mad at that. I feel like there's definitely, I feel like there could be some better options, but right now, I like the pick. I like it. That being said, maybe 2+ triple doubles in the regular season in a Magic player. I don't know. I feel like that there could be some guys. Man, my ball knowledge is crazy, dog. My brain is firing right now. Honestly, no. I think I'm gonna go with James Harden, teammate, and 2+ career triple doubles in a regular season. Now, I would have done Kawhi Leonard, but I think he only has 1 to his name, and he just did that this season. His one and only triple double in his entire career, so I don't think that'll work. And I mean, I feel like Russell Westbrook's too easy of an answer. Let's see. Thinking. You know what? No. Embiid never did it. Did KD ever do it? I'm gonna guess Kevin Durant.
Oh.
All right, not a good percentage, but I feel like I needed to throw something out there because I feel like there was just a lot of high-profile guys who were, triple-double getters that played with Harden. So unless you guys have another one that you could put for there, or if you guys want to move on.
I think we come back to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we should come back to it.
Because I have a certain category that I think I have on my mind.
Okay.
That might go well. So I'm going to go with NBA Player of the Week and 500+ steals in the career. And for that one, I'm going to go Derrick Rose.
I like it.
Oh,
a diamond. Okay, Stefan.
Boy.
He came to play today. 0.56%. Michael, you want to follow that one up?
It's going to be rough to follow up. I think I'm going to do 2+ triple doubles. And I got to do a Magic player.
Okay.
I'm thinking, let's see. Try maybe Terrence Ross. Oh.
I did like the pick. I feel like that could have been sneaky. Let's move on here. NBA Player of the Week. Maybe a James Harden teammate. I feel like there's just a lot of premier guys that did that with Harden. I feel like you could probably put Westbrook, you could put KD, potentially a Paul George or a Kawhi Leonard, maybe even a Kyrie. Let's think here. I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna throw out these easy answers here. I'm gonna put down Paul George. 7.2%. I'm not gonna hate that. I don't hate that. Silver, I'll take it.
You know what? I think, this is going to be an easy answer. I'm hoping that it's right. But for the Rockets and the 500+ steals, I'm going to try Russell Westbrook.
Wow, okay. That's a lot lower of a percent than I thought because when I originally picked Austin Rivers, I was thinking Westbrook, but I thought he was going to be way too high. So great pull there, Stefan.
Appreciate it.
See, 500 career steals and 2 triple doubles this season, the regular season.
I don't think it's this season specifically. I just think
It could be. I think it's any season.
Any
possible.
season, but as long as they had 2+ in a regular season.
Let's see. Oh, maybe Steve Nash.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, not a triple double getter, but definitely a facilitator. Wow. I mean, I feel like that some of these were really, like slam dunk type of things, but I feel like that were kind of I had a thought. I don't know if this will count, but Victor Oladipo was just traded to the Rockets, so I don't know if that's
true.
going to count.
Would it be updated?
It's possible. I feel like he would have had to have at least played, and I don't know if he's medically cleared yet to play, so I don't think that counts. 2+ regular season triple doubles, Magic player. I mean, Was Vucevic ever a triple-double getter as a center? I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, we already used Tracy McGrady, but I don't know if he ever got triple-doubles when he was in his time in the Magic. I'm sorry. I feel like there's a heavenly voice speaking to me from the distance, or I could just be going crazy. Am I hearing an Austin Rivers from the heavens above? I have been lied to from God himself. I have been lied to.
Oh man, yet again it is my turn. Oh man. Wow, what could I go with here? That's a hard topic. God, could it? I don't know if it could be Chris Paul. No way, it's Chris Paul. Do you think he's getting a triple double though? That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't.
He definitely had the steals number.
Yeah, 1,000%. That's why I'm thinking like it could be him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe he did it with steals. No, I'm kidding. I don't think he ever had double-digit steals in the
No
game. He might
shot.
have. He might have like
No
once.
shot. 2+ triple doubles. Regular season. 5.
Ryan Anderson.
Again,
The heavenly voice from above.
The heavenly voice above is not gonna break my record.
Ooh, wow, he's telling off God himself.
What could it be?
I just had an epiphany. Draymond Green. Yeah.
500 steals?
Yeah, no, dude, he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
We'll see. Oh, 2.6.
It worked.
Let's go.
What can we say?
What can we say? Two more spots.
We're on to the Magic.
Did Penny Hardaway ever do it?
I thought about
I'm
that.
thinking Penny.
I feel like you got to give it a go.
Let's see. Let's see. No. Oh, I put Tim Hardaway, not Penny Hardaway.
No. But, thinking back on it, I don't know if he ever did, though. I mean, I don't think he was ever really the type of guy to go out and get a triple-double.
2 triple-doubles?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I want to key in on this Rockets Magic player because I feel like there's still a lot that you could do. But I feel like that we've used Austin Rivers quite a few times, but I am like 80% sure he played for the Magic. So I want to throw his name out there, and if I'm wrong, smite me. I can be smited again. Wow. Austin Rivers has gone 0 for 3 on this today. My ball knowledge is crazy.
All right, guys. So this is a stat that came out after the last championship, and it was Ish Smith played for 13 teams, and he got his ring on the 13th team. And if you're playing for 13 teams, there's got to be the Rockets and the Magic in between because they always have bums on their roster.
You got it.
So it has to be Ish Smith, bro. There's no shot.
When in doubt.
There's no shot. Please.
When in doubt.
Oh, yeah.
When in doubt.
Yeah.
4%.
Yep.
When in doubt, always
4%.
go Ish Smith. You're bound to get it. All right. Come on, Michael. Clutch up here. 2 plus.
2 triple doubles and a Magic player. Could it be Shaq?
No shot. Shooting? Oh.
I feel like it would have to be more of a recent Magic player.
Apollo?
No shot. No, I don't think so.
I don't think.
Because his rookie year was like, but like this year he's been.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I don't think Victor Oladipo ever got one. He was on.
No,
he was
I don't
in
think
Orlando.
so. No, Victor was kind of in his early playing stages there.
Who was on the Magic that did that?
Thinking Aaron Aflalo, but
Aaron
he
Aflalo.
never.
Aaron Aflalo.
That's an old.
Wow,
man.
we are stretching it here.
Magic. Who believes in magic? I mean, you might as well try Paolo, but like I doubt.
It doesn't hurt.
I doubt it's been that fast. Yeah, no
not
shot.
yet.
It was a good effort. Wow. Okay, this comes down to me. I feel like I'm gonna have to clutch up here. Wow. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I apologize for how bad we're doing. All right. We're not doing bad. We have some good numbers here, but we're really stretching it here because let's be honest, the Magic were never very good for a very long stretch of time, so there wasn't really any premier players going out and, getting triple doubles. Wow. No, I mean, I'm hearing that Knicks legend Elfrid Payton, from the man above once again, he's claiming that Elfrid Payton.
Don't lie to us.
Elfrid Payton is the guy, and he was.
Oh, wow.
11%. That's kind of high, but we're done. We're done.
Did we try the Kevin Durant one again?
I don't know. I feel like we're kind of running out of time here. All right. Well, that being said, for Jimmy, for Stefan, for Michael, this has been Halftime on the Hudson. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.